Deconstruction Junction podcast. I'm Dr. Flo. I'm not telling you what I heard, but what I know. What I know is that you're loved and lovable. You've been loved and lovable, and you're going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your life. I am a dream weaver for the bold dreams of people who believe in themselves and want to see their dreams come true in this lifetime, not the next. If you're interested in tapping into my magic of helping people, you can go to AskDrFlo.com. I'm joined every week on this podcast by the famously brilliant and talented Tara Praolo of Tara Praolo Studio. Introduce yourself to the folks and let them know who you got over in your office with you that they may be hearing from today.
Hello, folks. We are very close to nap time, so I'll introduce my toddler first. Pepper is playing with a bag and some cards currently. So you may hear from Piper a little bit, but hopefully not overwhelmingly so. If I go on mute quickly and you hear silence, your podcast isn't broken. It's simply because my toddler started screaming and I need to take care of the thing that's happening. And we are a bring your own belief organization, but also we're a bring your kid to work day. Somebody in one of the chats this morning was like, well, I have my kiddo and it's not going to be quiet. Literally, Dr. Flo just has to get used to it because I'm about to have a second one. So chaos will be.
Uncle Flo is still in the adjustment phase, and he's doing remarkably well. All things
he does
considered.
remarkably well. He does sometimes boom a room on me because I walk away and forget. That's mom brain. But anyway, so I'm Tara Praolo. Like, who the hell is talking to you? I'm Tara Praolo. I'm your resident Black, biracial, multi-passionate musician. I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. I help you make the intangible tangible by releasing the entanglements that you've placed upon your voice. And I do that through voice and identity work across the spectrum of like actual singing and brand work, as well as social justice and activism, etc., etc., etc. Okay. We are also, I just mentioned it, we're looking for a co-host for July because this baby will be here before July. Okay. So if you are a person that is interested in being on the podcast, you've got things to talk about in terms of politics, in terms of world events, in terms of just things that you're seeing on the internet that you want to talk about, and or your own deconstruction journey. We would love to have you, come on with both of us as a guest sometime between now and the first week of July so that we can just vet that. And if you're interested in being a guest on any portion of our podcast, you can go to lovedandlovable.org and you can live chat us and or fill out an intake form. And we would be happy to host you one week and see if you would be a good week to host through at least July with Dr. Flo as he flies solo. And I try to sleep. I saw a video of when I first got home with Piper. I was half dead, y'all. And Piper was so little. I was like, how was this child ever so little? Yeah, he was little, huh? Yeah, little. It was crazy. It's truly crazy to think about that. Like, this kid was like a little 6 pound, and now when they lay on me, it's like their legs are down to my knees. Right now they're like 2 feet something tall. It's wild. It's wild. But that's
when you're having fun. Yeah, I'll be here weekly doing Deconstruction Junction while Tara's out on maternity. Maternity, I think that's the word I'm trying to say. And also maternally, like eternal.
I'm maternity. Yes.
And we will have co-hosts that will fill that time. I just need to get with you later and figure out exactly what dates we're plugging, if Mother Nature cooperates, and then we'll make it happen. All right. As always, Tara gets the first bite of the chicken. What are you talking about today?
Okay, I did bring Dr. Flo's favorite video today, but in Tennessee. So I don't remember if we talked about this a week ago. No, we're not going to take that out right now. or not, but the Supreme Court, I think we did. The Supreme Court essentially like gutted part of the Voting Rights Act and basically said you can't redistrict based on race, but you can redistrict based on anything else. So you can gerrymander the fuck out of the maps if you so choose, but it can't be moving around white people. That's what essentially the Supreme Court said. It has to be, making sure that the Democrats don't have a chance, which affects in the South. Democrats ends up being sort of a racial group as well, because there are, of course, I'm sure many of you have heard of the Southern Black Democrats, babies. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Okay, I'll work on opening. So in reaction to this, and I think this has been going on for a while, but Tennessee has been trying to redraw the maps so that they don't have any Democratic districts, essentially. That they are a deep red state, which they have been for a while. So, but they're here you go, baby. This is open. Yes, those are cars. What color are they? What color is that one?
1.
Red.
2.
1, 2. That's right. And if we go to the next slide, what, baby?
9.
It's not 9. I just have a couple. 2. Yes. Here you go, baby. The bubbles are open. So the ACLU, this was the day after this happened, says we're suing Tennessee in federal court to challenge a discriminatory new congressional redistricting map. This new map dismantles the state's only majority Black congressional district in Memphis by dividing voters across 3 majority white districts. Essentially, once again, like, don't drink it. That's gross. Gross. Which essentially demolishes Democrats' stronghold in Memphis, as well as disenfranchises Black voters, if you believe in the disenfranchisement of voters. I'm sort of like, I'll give my opinion maybe a little bit later. Let me read the rest. Then, because there was a protest of Democratic Congress people in Tennessee, the Republicans then retaliated and said they stripped Democrats, including Justin Pearson and the other Justin that I can never remember his last name, but we've got the dual Justins there and a couple other people from their committee seats. So they were removed from not office, but removed from basically anything meaningful inside of Congress. And once again, it's a racial and gender divide, right? Like it was like a woman and then these 2 Black Congress people. And if we go to the next slide, like I said, I brought Dr. Flo's favorite video. So there's a link there that should take us to this video.
Let go of me. Let go of me. Now you got me all tied up. Now you got me all tied up. My brother ain't doing nothing to nobody. He ain't doing nothing to nobody. You don't walk out by yourself. Move the back. Boy! Yeah, let Pearson. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You stupid mother. Y'all going? Let go of me. Let go of me, sir. Now you got me all tied up. Sir, no. Now you got me all tied up. My brother ain't doing nothing to nobody. He ain't doing nothing to nobody. You don't walk out by yourself. Move the back. Boy! Yeah, let Pearson go. Let Pearson. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You stupid mother.
All right. So the removal of Justin Pearson, oh wow, and his brother from the hearing, the meeting, the gathering, I don't remember what it's called. When Congress people meet. A session from the session. That's the word. I got there. Okay, baby. I'll open. So yeah, that was, it was, listen, that white man, he was like, oh God. And of course there's other people.
I also saw, like, when he was called a stupid motherfucker, I saw his comrades pat him on the shoulder and like console him in his evil.
Right. And there's people that are like, oh my God, Justin said a bad word. You know what? Y'all praise the fuck out of Justin Frey or whatever his name is, here in Minnesota for telling ICE to get out. So let's just save the outrage of a Black person actually speaking their mind, and move on. But anyway, so that's what's happening in Tennessee. There are, of course, lots of people very angry about it. There's a lot of Black people very angry about it. There are a lot of feelings, and there are also a lot of lawsuits going on, because yeah, like I said, it demolishes. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get it open. It doesn't open. Yeah, it demolishes Democrats' ability to win in those districts. And, supposedly we would like all voices represented. And if you have majority, but that's the thing. It's like, can we really say that a majority Black district is kosher, like if we're talking about getting all voices heard? Because then there's still disenfranchisement there's disenfranchisement of Black Republicans. There's disenfranchisement of other race
white people
in those districts, and so
white people,
and white people,
white people.
Yeah, and so I think I sometimes I look at it and I'm like, why do we need, in the same way that like I look at Israel, it's like, why is there this preferential treatment for certain groups of people to preserve these historical things, when the reality is that like it's existing inside of the same hierarchy? Like the goal of the Black Democrats, the Southern Black Democrats in Memphis, Tennessee, would be to expand their congressional district in order to win more seats, right? Because it's all a game. But like, how does that square then with having all voices heard when there's just maneuvering happening and taking away votes and putting in votes and da 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 da? So the disenfranchisement is happening. Disenfranchisement. That was from My Name is Florence, y'all. That was a moment. It was like one of my favorite moments. Deb saying the shit out of that role. Granny, okay. There was something, I don't remember the line before it, but it went from the top to the bottom. Disenfranchisement. This one doesn't open, babes. It's just one thing. It's like a disc. There you go. Anyway, that's what's going on in Tennessee. Any thoughts aside from the boy?
I think that
whoa.
I've said for weeks on this podcast, and I've said for years in my private conversations, that it would be nice. I dream a world where there's a whole infrastructure of support and care built directly underneath these systems of power that made them obsolete, essentially. The fact that the people don't gather and organize and create systems and structures of support for one another outside of these government structures is the reason why they're able to carry on the way they do. If we had true peer-to-peer support systems, folks would be able to demand more. but there's no solidarity in the ranks just below what we're seeing.
Right.
Like,
and there's just no, like, and once again, like, to the hierarchy, it's like, do you want to be at the top of the hierarchy so that you can be in power and then oppress other people, or do you actually want to help people? Because those are two different things. And I think that, like, like very active politicians and political leaders are often people that want to be at the top of the hierarchy for, you know, just to have quote unquote power and control. And that doesn't help the people. Like you were saying, it doesn't help the majority of people. And it certainly doesn't help us reach across quote unquote party lines and or race lines, which are both constructs, by the way. We could just stop believing in them whenever we wanted, but we don't. So there's that.
have I mentioned how sometimes I hate it here?
Sometimes I hate it here. La, 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 la. Also, Dreamweaver is definitely a song. I looked it up.
Who is it by?
Gary Wright.
Interesting.
Oh,
In what genre?
I think it's kind of a rock song. It's like Dreamweaver. That's how it goes. I only know Mama listens to Stephanie's music. That's literally the only reason I know it.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Threads users revolt over unblockable Meta AI account. A Meta spokesperson previously stated that Threads users could see fewer posts from the AI bot by muting it or using an uninterested or not interested button. And a lot of people are really messed up about it. The fact that Meta has implanted its AI features into WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and beyond, and people are mad now that it's in Threads. Were you ever under the impression that Meta was not an agent of AI?
Excuse me, and my ringing on the computer, y'all. That's a Google phone number just ringing away. No. And also, I think a bunch of people were mad about this, but also people were mad that Meta essentially said that they're unencrypting Instagram messages, right? And I just like, I'm like, do you like?
Are you all paying attention?
Right, and like also like, yeah, are you paying attention? Because the only way that you're not engaging in AI, whether by your permission or not, is if you're literally not on the internet. Like, I like 100.
All of it. When you go into an app very quickly and you quickly click accept, or when you upgrade your phone and you quickly say accept because you don't want to read all of the small print and the pages of text.
Yeah.
You've already told them that you are opting in to using AI by virtue of just picking up the phone.
Right. So like, and like, once again, well, okay. So first of all, I have actually seen nothing from this account on my Threads. It has not showed up in my feed.
Oh, because I should say that it's currently being issued in early beta, similar to Grok on X, to users in Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Argentina, and Singapore.
What an interesting group of countries. Of course, they're going to trial something out on Black and brown people in poor countries that were colonized by the United States and or Britain. But that's, that we don't need to go that deep. Do we, folks? Y'all don't want to have that conversation yet, do you? Oh, but anyway, like, was anybody under the pretense that Meta is a good company? Like, where have you been for 20 years? They have never, like, what is his name? Mark Zuckerberg. He has never been a good person. Facebook started as a way to rank women on their appearance, ranking them 1 through 10 and humiliating them on an app. You really think that this app gives 2 shits about you? They don't, girl. I don't think that's going to tie around your back, babe. I think it's a little too short. Yeah. I know. I don't think I can tie it on your nose either, honey. I think AI could make that happen for you. But yeah.
Which leads me to the way in which AI products are taking us further into a loneliness and mental health crisis of a situation. I have seen online countless people making fun of the gentleman who stepped in front of that Frontiers jet. I have seen a lot of people having commentary about the lady who was trying to jump off the skyscraper in New York City. There's just a lot of ambivalence to people being in public and private pain. I just wanted to bring up the fact that every 11 minutes in the United States, someone unalives themselves because of what they're going through. And some of you are quite vicious online and lack compassion as it relates to helping these people. And we're going to have to figure out in our own special way, knowing that we cannot heal it all by ourselves, how we want to uplift people. And I do a great deal of this work over on TikTok and on Clubhouse. And I do my best when people aren't trying me in my kingdom to be supportive. What say you, Tara, about loneliness and how it's woven into everything we got going on here?
Well, once again, I will bring up that the way that the people at the top win, whoever those people are, whatever color they are, whatever gender orientation they are, whatever, okay, whoever they are at the top, the way that they win is by continuously keeping us divided. Right? Now, that doesn't mean that we all have to agree 100% of the time, but it does mean that we have to figure out a way to disagree and stay in community with each other instead of being so horrible to each other that we're forced to different sides. It's because we're not being forced by the people at the top to those binaries. We're being forced by nature of the way that we're speaking to each other online. Right? Like it really is like, and Flo says this all the time, but like in real life, nobody's walking up to you asking if you were a Christian in your former life. Nobody is saying, you're so dumb for having that opinion. Right? No one is saying, I know she ain't talking to me. No random stranger that you're not having a conversation with, right, says stuff like that on the internet.
No one's standing in Walmart saying randomly on the aisle, I don't support gays.
Right. No one is. And I remember the Reddit days, like there was somebody that like tried to get into Flo's medical records, right, and like look up past attempts, right, like this type of thing. Like no one is doing that at the grocery store, right? And so like so much of this loneliness and mental health crisis is because of the way we can exist online. I watched a video this morning on it, but the way that we can exist online and really tear each other apart, right? Like, and I think this is part of the reason why people limit replies and comment sections on apps. Like I'll send it to you later, but I just saw somebody do it again, like have a controversial opinion and then lock down their comment section. And it's like, we're dealing with a lot of bots, right? But B, like, once again, we have to learn, like, not to bring it back to what I've said for years. And people can feel free to disagree with me, but we got to figure out how to have a conversation with people that are different than us. Like, because the inability to have a conversation with people that are different than us is driving this loneliness and mental health crisis. Because you go online expecting to have a nice conversation, right? Even so much as like, I think I posted about blackening the canon and about like my experience with getting there. And someone in my comment section said, "Holy hell." Or I posted a video of me singing a song called Oppression, and somebody came up under it and said, "LOL, Americans thinking they're oppressed." Like, we have got to figure out how to be in conversation with each other, even when we disagree. Because just throwing people to the wayside or being mean and not having an entrance to a conversation, and this is why a lot of people stay poor. Eek, am I going here? This is why a lot of y'all have a 4th or 5th grade reading level or below, because y'all are like so determined to just throw other people away instead of trying to have a conversation with them, that detriments you. The way that you treat other people detriments you.
You can't acquire education or acquire knowledge if you're unable to communicate and listen.
Right. And so, like, I really feel like online, like most things, like AI too, like, I think we're singing a song. I think that's what that is, y'all. I was trying to figure out if we were going to go into devolvement or if we were singing a song, but I think we're singing a song. I think that's why with AI and you know, we're so comfortable in the polarization, and it's so much easier just to block down a comment section or block someone than actually have a conversation with them, because what if your perspective is changed? Right? What if you don't get to sit in your old crotchety ways, right? What if you have to admit that you're wrong, right? Like, I think that the online has the potential to be such a great driver of positive healing, conversation, and existence. However, we have collectively, like, I'm not saying there's not anybody online posting like kind stuff, but even like, you know, like if you look in the comment sections of like a We the Urban or a Millennial Therapist or Inspired to Write, these are big accounts on Instagram posting inspirational things, there will always be somebody in the comments being mean. And does the meanness actually help someone learn? I don't think so. That's why they started banning rulers, hitting people with rulers in school. You know what I mean? Like, does it help you learn? No. Right? I remember my first experience singing, and I remember missing my lines. And I remember this lady berating me and screaming at me. Did I learn my lines? No. Right? Like, I just like, and I'm not, once again, I'm not saying that we can't disagree with each other. I'm not saying that we can't have difficult conversations. I'm just saying that we don't need to yell and scream at each other and be dicks to each other in order to have that happen. Because it's causing this. It's causing loneliness. It's causing mental health crises. It's causing people to want to leave this earth because of the way they are treated online. And then if they come online and they say, hey, I've been bullied so badly on this app that I am thinking about leaving this earth, we say, shut your mouth, don't talk like that. Y'all got a control complex, and it's harming all of us.
A control complex trying to control other people while having no control over their own lives.
Right.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be love on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be joy on earth and let it begin with me. And a lot of people complain about the lives that they don't have while not contributing to that active change in themselves and other people.
I did
It's wild.
learn
It's
something
wild.
in school, which is I before E except after C, because I spelled this word wrong twice when trying to make this. So Dr. Flo was talking the other day. What? Oh, owl. Yeah, there is an owl on that. Good job. What does the owl say? What does an owl say? Tweet, tweet, but also whoo, whoo. Yeah, exactly. So Flo was talking about this the other day on a live, and I happened to see a thread about it today, which we can go to the next slide, and I will read that. So it says you are allowed to receive without earning or performing for it. And I think back when I first started getting coaching to be online, one of the things that my first coach said to me and it wanted me to work on was receiving compliments and not just saying like, you know how we all do, or some of us do. I shouldn't say we all. General. Okay, babes. I'm helping you. Like somebody will say, "Hey, nice shirt," and you'll say, "Oh, this old thing. It's not that great." Or someone will say, "Hey, your body looks banging," and you'll say, "I'm like 10 pounds over my goal weight." Or somebody tries to pay it forward at the coffee shop, and you say, I'll pay for it myself. Right? So this is a lesson in receiving, right? And I think that because of capitalism and because of so many different things, many of us struggle with just being able to receive. Piper, stop putting them off and on, and stop tangling them up. We often struggle to receive without feeling like we have to put in 8 hours of work, right? Like we couldn't possibly get a donation unless we make 25 posts about it, right? Or we couldn't get a compliment on our voice or a compliment on our gifts without people pleasing for it. Right? Without singing repertoire that somebody else wants us to sing. Right? And so I think that it is a good place if you are starting today. I'm going to put it in the box. If you are starting today on your healing journey, on your liberation journey, which I personally think are the same thing, right? It may behoove you to start somewhere near how you receive things that unexpectedly come to you. Right? What do you have to say about receiving and any struggles, or maybe in your client base that you see, or in the ways that you have existed in the past with receiving? I know I'm the one that throws compliments like back at people. People will be like, you have such a pretty voice. And I'm like, it wasn't perfect. You know?
I am going to reference my recent notes that I made to teach within the network on the 7 principles of the Kabbalion, or the Hermetic philosophies. And I'm going to point to the principle 5, on the principle of rhythm. Everything flows in and out. Life moves in cycles, expansion and contraction, high tides and low tides, growth and rest. And whenever we do not position ourselves to be gracious receivers, whether it's of the compliments or financial abundance or just a nice day, we are interrupting the law of rhythm, the principle of rhythm. And so I've learned to allow the universe to be kind to me, because haven't I suffered enough? Haven't we all suffered enough? And so when someone wants to buy me coffee, or when someone wants to send me cash to offset the cost of this busted window that we have from being vandalized in the neighborhood and scandalized, I receive it because I know that the receiving allows the person to get the benefit of the giving, but also it allows the economy of kindness to continue to circulate its magic. So I used to feel guilty about receiving. I used to feel as if I was grifting people when they wanted to give to me in kindness. And now when Tara says, "Can I send you the rice noodles, the nails, and the power cords," one of which I'm using right now, I say thank you so much, because it is that rising and falling of the tide of kindness that's actually keeping everything into formation, loved and lovable. So I've had to work on it. We are taught in our society by our parents and the elders and adults in our lives that you should do everything by yourself, and that asking for help is weakness. And that's why we have so much widespread suffering, because people really do think they need to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps and get it done on their own. And everything would be better if we work together as a collective while individually self-honoring and loving our needs as well. So, and I give a lot to the world and offer a lot to those in my life and strangers that I don't know. We are allowed to withdraw from life, especially when we have deposited as much as we have. Completely allowed to withdraw from the life bank account when you are consistently making deposits. And Tara is consistently making deposits of helping people. I am, my partner is, the network is. We are allowed to withdraw without any toxic shame or guilt. You can't make me feel bad about what I'm receiving, because I've suffered here for decades long enough. Speaking of giving and receiving, let's talk about horses and water today. I'm actually going to Google this because I don't know where the phrase "you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink" is one of the oldest English proverbs, dating back to at least the 12th century. It's first recorded in the Old English Homilies around 1175. The phrase originated from the agricultural knowledge that you can provide opportunities, lead a horse to water, but you cannot force someone to take advantage of them. And the modern translation is, "Who can give water to the horse that will not drink of its own accord?" It serves as a lesson that while you can offer someone help, tools, or opportunities, you cannot force them to act, learn, or accept the help if they are unwilling. And I want to talk about this today because Tara and I work in the business and in the service of supporting people. And every day we have conversations with folks about their dreams and if they feel supported in their dreams, if they have access to help and resources for their dreams. And a lot of people do not want to, as the text says, they do not want to act, learn, or accept help. And I'm surrendering. I am tired of being tired of rodeoing horses to the water only for them to stand there. We will continue to announce on social media and beyond what we are offering in the world. and we will continue to put that water down. And I'm sure that when horses get thirsty enough, they eventually take a sip. And so if you're out there and you're longing for some encouragement, equipment, and empowerment, we've got some water for you here in the network over at lovedandlovable.org, askdrflo.com, and lovecityarts.net. Tap in if you wish. We are here for you. What say you about horses and the water?
Okay, so some of you may know, and just ignore that I spilled bubbles all over myself, okay? Y'all just, if you're watching on a video platform, you don't see anything.
You're not here to please them.
Okay, you don't see anything.
If they are pleased, then great. But we're not here to please them. We're here to offer water.
Water. Drink from it.
To drink.
Okay, so some of you may know that I am obsessed with a farm called Running Springs, which is run by a woman named Katie Van Slyke. And nope, we can't go to the park right now. After Daddy gets home. Nope, we can go take a nap. No. Yeah. One of the things that I follow a couple Reddit threads about her specific farm, and one of the common things that I see in the comments, and one of the common things that I see in the Reddit, like particularly when a horse like injures themselves, is that horses are like fairly, like they're not like pigs. Like pigs are very intelligent animals, as are goats, but horses are like, they don't have that level of intelligence. So like, I think that's why this phrase in particular refers to horses, because you can literally lead a horse to water and the horse will not drink, because that's just the type of animal they are. Like they don't get it. You know, they're going to eat dirt and make themselves colic, even though they can't throw up anything, because that's the way their bodies work. They're not the brightest bulb on the tree. Okay. Then just horse life. All right. So, and I'm not calling y'all dumb. Okay. Because you certainly don't have to drink the water that we give, but I certainly hope you're drinking water from somebody. Okay. Or from your own labors. Right. And that, you know, there's a lot of people that start businesses and start nonprofits and start things like that never pay themselves for like the first year, first 5 years, first 10 years, whatever that is. Drink your water. Like you started a business to support yourself. Stop it. Drink your water when it comes in. What do you need, babe? You want open? No? Oh, okay. Huh? Okay. So I think that it can be very frustrating to watch someone, at least it's frustrating as a coach, to like watch someone struggle and knowing that you've already put the water dish in front of them and there's a refusal for whatever reason to drink that, right? In the same way that Harriet Tubman was like, here is the way to freedom. Here is the water. And people were like, nah, girl, I'm good. You know? And I think that once again, it has to do with people's inability, because they've been trained this way, right? To heal, to self-heal, right? And to really, instead of filling that hole, Piper, filling that hole. It's like, I cannot think. It's like the piano sometimes. It's like, I love you and I'm glad you're playing and I'm glad you're over there and mommy can't think. There's a gap when you're not healing. And I think a lot of us fill it because of the way that we're raised and because of the society that we exist in. We fill that gap with trying to control others. Right? And that makes us feel good, controlling others, because somebody told us that it's supposed to make us feel good, right? When another person does exactly what we tell them, we feel good, right? But I think I think we can drink some more water and heal ourselves, right? I think we can. I think we can. And we can heal ourselves individually within communities. Like, that's the beautiful thing. Like, multiple different animals can drink from the water at the same time. The Lion King taught you that. Okay? Did y'all see the giraffes and the antelopes and the hyenas and the elephants and all the people drinking from the water? Piper, stop. I will come help you in a second. There is no urgency. There's no disaster. And there's no need to be crying. I'll help you in a second. Piper. Piper. That was ridiculous. That was a toddler tantrum, y'all. My child has very mild toddler tantrums, in fact. So bless you. Bless you parents out there that have children that really throw tantrums, because mine doesn't throw very many. Anyway, so yeah, I think as a coach, it's really hard to know that you're giving everything that you can give from your overflow and give the water and really be benefiting from the water that you're pouring, but feeling like no one else is benefiting, or feeling like the people that you most want to help, the people that you most want to get to freedom, because let's be really honest, that's the reason why a lot of us start coaching, is to help free people, right? Whatever business we're in. That's it's tough and it's disappointing, right? But there's literally nothing you can do to force a horse who is 5 times bigger than you to drink the damn water. The horse will drink when it decides it's thirsty, or when it starts to die. Then you force liquids in it.
I really hope it doesn't come to that, but it seems like for some it just might.
Okay, this is my last topic, y'all. And this is it's so out of left field. I don't know if y'all remember Alex Murdaugh. I call him Alex Murdaugh. Anyway, a few years ago in 2023, when I was because this was like right after the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial that was publicized, there was this case in South Carolina of Alex Murdaugh, who was accused of not only like millions and millions and millions of dollars being mishandled within his business, but also he had a trial because he was accused of murdering his wife and son. And like, there was this very curious happenings of many deaths. Like, I think there were like 5 that somehow all circled Alex Murdaugh. And he is the only one that has survived. Okay. He, of course, claims his innocence. However, in 2023, I believe that the trial ended in like a mistrial or something like that because of jury tampering, essentially. Well, guess what, y'all? We might get to watch another public trial because he has a new trial set. I'm hoping that my girl Emily over on YouTube, I can't remember her last name, y'all. Emily the lawyer. That's all I remember. But anyway, he's going to get a new trial. Well, this is from 28 minutes ago. Hold on. Alex Murdaugh's prison time prison time to continue despite his murder convictions being overturned. Here's why. On May 13th, the South Carolina Supreme Court on May 13th overturned the 2023 conviction, which found this dude guilty of murdering his wife, Maggie, and son, Paul, at the family's remote hunting lodge. Murdaugh appealed those convictions and was serving back-to-back life terms. Aside from the high-profile case, he also had other convictions that will keep him in prison. He pleaded guilty in November of 2023 to nearly 24 financial crimes, including fraud, forgery, tax evasion, and conspiracy. those white collar cases primarily revolved around nearly $11 million he stole from legal clients, law partners, and others. So yeah, anyway, I guess it was overturned. So we'll see if he gets prosecuted again. But that is, in fact, big news for those of you that were following that case, and it got a lot of attention in the true crime community as well. So there you have it, folks. That is my report on Alex Murdaugh. And let me go see Emily the lawyer. Yeah, I don't know why it says, because that was from earlier, but now it says that they overturned the conviction. So that's kind of crazy. Emily D. Baker, for those of you that are interested in like watching pop culture court cases, she doesn't do like she typically, I should say, doesn't do like the murder cases. Like the most dark one that I think she's done is this Alex Murdaugh case, as well as the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, which really, that got dark in the middle. Y'all that watched it with me, y'all know we watched hours of that trial. Anyway, so if you're interested in that, Emily D. Baker is awesome about pop culture and those court cases happening to all of the rich people.
Seen one, you've seen them all. I wanted to talk today about Mamdani and the spirit of I Can. It's coming under a lot of fire. But he announced, I believe it was yesterday, when we came into office, we uncovered a $12 billion budget deficit. Today, I'm proud to say that we brought it down to zero. We didn't close the gap on the backs of working people. He goes on to say on X, we closed it while funding parks, libraries, safer streets, and making historic investments in public housing. Call it pothole politics, call it democratic socialism. It's government that delivers for the people who make this city run. That's what New Yorkers deserve, and that's what we'll keep fighting for every single day. I really enjoy this guy and what he's doing and the hopes and the inspiration that he's bringing to folks. There's been a lot of controversy around his saving of the city. Critics argued that New York's state assistants played a decisive role in stabilizing the city's finances, with some users accusing the mayor of taking credit for what they described as an effective bailout. And there's also a debate that's exposing a bigger ideological divide about government spending and how democratic socialism is becoming both a rallying cry and also a political target. This goes right back, Tara, I believe, to the fact that people really don't want to legislate care of the collective. We have really fashioned for ourselves a selfish society. We would love to pay a special premium to have the firefighters drive by everyone else's house on fire just so that ours don't burn, even though the flame could move and torch our house as well. It is so strange. But today, I'm giving a special shout out to Mayor Mamdani because he seems to be leading with the I can help the people. I can bring them relief. I can make the buses free. I can give them child care. We've talked about him a lot on this pod. And I love the way that he sees possibility when a great many humans are saying, there's no money for that. We can't make it happen. These poor people don't deserve.
Right. I think that if your theory of, if the only way that you can stay in power is by standing on the shoulder tops of someone else, isn't this a quote from somebody or a paraphrase of a quote? Then
Toni Morrison.
Amen. You know, then you're doing it wrong. I also think that there's a couple things. So I do love that Mamdani is taxing the rich. I think, and once again, not building it, like not being like, yeah, we're going to fill this $12 billion deficit by taxing the people that are already squeezed for $11 boxes of cereal, which I'm sure are now like $15 in New York, right? Like, I'm solid that there's a better way to do things, including just everybody paying their fair share. I also think, and here's where some of y'all are going to be like, Tara, I don't think that democratic socialism is the answer to every city or every state or even the entire country's problems. I don't. I really don't. And this is because I think that the reason Mamdani is having a lot of success is, one, because he's asking, right? Asking, believing, and then receiving. And it's happening for him. And it's happening for the people of New York. But two, right? Because while New York is huge, right? He is addressing the specific problems in New York that New York currently has, right? Which is the problem when we start, and this is why I like, y'all gotta stop idolizing politicians. Okay, you gotta stop putting them on the pedestal, because Gavin Newsom's policies may work for California. Tim Walz's legislation helped Minnesota a lot. We have a surplus and have for years in our state, right? But that doesn't mean that that would work in the White House. It doesn't mean that that would work for the entire country at large, because there are different things happening in every city, state, county, country, right? And I think where the biggest place that capitalism went wrong, right, and where socialism went wrong, and where Marxism and communism go wrong, is because the reality is that we need a mix of everything. It can't be just one thing, right? And I think we see that in Mamdani and the way he's solving problems inside of New York, right? He's not trying to solve it all by just putting a ton of tax on the rich. He's also making things free. He's also finding ways to work with Republicans. He's also finding ways to talk to Donald Trump and leverage that the federal power, right? There's a lot of things that he's doing that people side eye, right? Because if you were a true democratic socialist, you wouldn't talk to Donald Trump. Yeah, but if you need the federal money, you're going to have to figure out how to have a conversation with someone that you disagree with, right? And that's what Mamdani has done. And so I caution us. He's doing a great job. And I caution idolizing him as the answer to the entire country's problem, because the entire country's problems are not going to be solved with socialism. They're not going to be solved with more capitalism. They're not going to be solved with
why not? Why not with socialism?
Socialism is the same. It's an economic structure as the same as capitalism. When you fill it with just one thing, typically it ends poorly. It ends very poorly. So it's not, and not all of his policies are socialist. Not all of his policies are socialist. Some of them are capitalist.
He still is getting a salary after all.
Right. And so, and I'm not saying that that's bad. I actually think that's why it's working. Right? Like, and I think many more cities and states can stop putting, Democrats or democratic socialists only in the box of democratic socialists. Because what happens is somebody runs as a democratic socialist, they get elected, then they get in office and they do like one capitalist policy, and people are like, oh my God, why wouldn't you just use socialism? It's like, does it help the people or not? Mm-hmm. If it helps the people, then I don't care if it's capitalist, socialist, communist, nationalist. I don't care. Right? I care that it helped the people. So, yeah. Ask, believe, receive, but don't idolize him as this, you know, yes, there are socialist policies. Yes, there are capitalist policies. Yes, he is going to meetings with Donald Trump. Yes, he is going to meetings with other people y'all don't like. That does not make him bad. That means he's getting shit done for the people. That's all.
Speaking of getting shit done for the people, we are calling for a ceasefire in our emotions, in our spiritual lives, in our physical lives. I'm calling a ceasefire on people in town who are breaking the windows out of cars in the neighborhood looking for things that aren't there. Please knock it off, everybody. We want to have a happy, healthy, free, and peaceful life, and it can start today in all of us. What do you call a ceasefire on, Tara, if you are, I think she's taking care of the child. Are there any things that you're calling ceasefire on today?
I want to call ceasefire on the way that we talk to each other, right? Like, I want to call ceasefire on the way that we hate on each other. I want to call ceasefire on the way we go from 0 to 100. Like, you see something or people see something and they go, "Oh my God, you're the worst person in the entire world." It's like, whoa. I just said that I like the color pink, Like, I'm calling ceasefire on that mentality. Like, and calling ceasefire on being angry all the time and being fearful all the time. Like, who does that serve? I've asked this before, but who does that serve? Who does it serve for us to stay angry at each other or angry at ourselves? Who does it serve for us to stay in our fear and never ask and never have the I can energy of Mayor Mondani? Who does it serve for us to stay small because of all those feelings? Who does it serve for us to keep our mouths shut in our opinions? So I'm calling ceasefire on all of that.
Yeah, the panic and the paranoia and the depression and the anxiety, that can chill. That can chill. Want to tell you as we land today about our programs here in Love and Action Network. We've got free private memberships coming out of our ears. If you are a horse that is ready to drink, we've got memberships for you. They come in the form of our daily peer support programs and also our affordable premium services that we offer within the network. If you're also looking for resources, we can find them for you, but we've got a lot listed on our website, lovedandlovable.org, lovedandlovable.org. I'm also looking for local talent in Savannah, Georgia, and neighboring areas that want to tour a show called Dr. Flo and the Love Experience, where we'll teach social emotional learning and how to be strong, happy, healed, and whole Earth citizens together. Would love to hear from all of those interested creative parties as we build this show out. And Tara is going to take it away with some announcements coming out of her studio.
That was so quick. I was unprepared. It's okay.
I'm getting better. I too. One of our programs and one of the challenges that I would love to see you all step into is called the 1% Better Challenge from Dr. Flo. Believe it or not, I'm in the program too, and I'm getting 1% better every day. And I said to myself, that's the smoothest I've ever presented
girl.
what we do.
Ever. I just want to put a button for y'all musical theater folks, okay, on what he was saying about the free memberships and the free things in Love and Action Network. It makes me so sad, y'all that get online and go like, I'm not able to afford anything. So I can't get the help that I need, or I have to use an app, or I have to use, something that's not going to work for me. Like, we have curated the YouTube playlists, we have curated the masterclasses, we have curated the Substack, we have curated all of these things to have water to give. And there are places that you can go and actually receive like real human care and grow 1%, right? Both Love and Action, Love City Arts, Terra Priolo Studio, House of Mami Wada, like all of these entities have free tiers that you are so welcome in. right? Like you're so welcome in. And so I just want to reiterate that if you are like, I need help, but I have no budget, come find us. Like, come find us, right? That's all. Okay. So, and then I'll lead with also affordability.
Because just I'm gonna jump in and say because we are really skilled at finding people who want to support folks like you. I recently took on a student in Nigeria, and I have no doubt that someone here in the States is going to pay for his training in our network and sponsor him through us. So for you all wondering, like, where is the money, or I don't have the money to afford it, we'll find the money. Are you ready to actually grow and have your dream in this lifetime? And Tara and I are really, really good about raising funds and finding what we need to find from people who want to support bold dreams.
I was just going to say, like, one of my favorite things, like, I mean, using my social media to fundraise for other people to be sponsored is like, it makes me so happy, you know? Like, I would rather fundraise for sponsorships and stuff than oftentimes promote my own things. So like,
that's why we have each other.
Right. If you need a sponsorship, just ask, girl. Just ask. Anyway, okay. So in Terra Parlo Studio, speaking of affordability, I do have 4 tiers of the liberated voice practice. The lowest tier is $25 a month for a group membership community situation, which I am hoping to grow all the way up through approximately $400-ish, depending on how you're paying for one-to-one private lessons. There's a lot more about that on my Instagram. I'm happy to talk to you in DMs, and I'm also happy to have a free 30-minute session. A lot of y'all on Threads and a lot of y'all on Clubhouse and places that are asking vocal questions, a lot of your quote unquote problems that you're asking about could be solved in the free 30 minutes. So I really encourage you to just come in and have a mini lesson with me and we'll fix it. And I know Flo also has a free trial type of situation and has $25 vocal, what are they called? Vocal.
We're doing audits.
Great. I just couldn't remember if it was audits or not.
You have a name. I don't remember right now. I could go look it up while you're doing your thing. Yeah.
So just know that like a lot of the things, there are many things that Flo and I work with that are long-term journeys, right? Like the 1% Better Club, long-term journey. Full liberated voice, long-term journey. However, singing a high note or being able to sustain the high notes in choir, learning how to breathe, that is something that I can help you with very quickly. Like that stuff that is like my bread and butter. You come to a 30-minute session and you leave and you get to practice those things, and I might never see you again, and that's okay. Like I wish you a happy life. You know, I was just helping somebody on Threads this morning. I hope she takes up the free trial lesson so we can work on the sustainability of her voice. So anyway, there's that. Like I said, there's more about the liberated voice practice on my Instagram. I also have my album, I Dream a World. We are trying to get to 500 listens and $1,000, which you can go to terrapriolo.bandcamp. I'm just seeing where we're at because I've been mentioning it more, and I'm not sure that I know how many listens are on here. And this is on the wrong thing. So where's my dashboard? Page dashboard. Congrats. Oh, wow. Okay. So we are at like $150-ish, and we are at about 100 listens on this album. So great. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. And I will keep posting about it. And then also the I Dream a World archive, project archive, which is really fun. I'm just posting prompts and y'all are answering it. Y'all are doing the thing. I love it. A lot of it's happening in my stories, but some of y'all are commenting on Threads. And it's great. It's fun time. Eventually, I will release all of those once I make the reel. And once I sit down to do it, because I think it's a really beautiful and really powerful exercise to literally dream the world beyond where we're at, right? The world that Mom Donnie is creating, the world that helps everyone, the world that cares for everyone, the world. Somebody said this morning, I don't remember what the prompt was, but they said where no one wonders where their next meal is coming from, and that's easy enough to do. It really is. It's easy enough to do, and we can build that in our lifetimes if we choose to and continue to imagine together. So that's all about that. You can find more at tarapriolo.com/links. You can jump on my Substack. You can jump on my Instagram, and I am at Tara Priolo Studio on all platforms that matter. That's it.
Someone just gave me a compliment over on Threads. I put up the calendar for the day or for the end of the week for people to tap into our Love and Action Network programming. And underscore Solomon's Mind said, Dr. Persistent. Better tune in to see what it's all about. What time do you recommend for beginners? And I said, great question. What are you seeking to begin? But I love when people call me things like Dr. Persistent. They've noticed that we do not give up in this network on what we're doing for love. We do not give up on ourselves. I'm not going to have some consolation or settling version of my life. I'm going to have the things I say I want, and my persistence is going to pay off. So call me Dr. Flo, call me Dr. Persistent. It's affirmation to me, baby. What are your closing thoughts today, Tara?
Yeah, and I think, just going off of that, like, so much of what we do has come through, once again, I'm circling around to the same things, but it comes through personal healing. Like, we couldn't continue to show up unless we did a ton of inner work, right? Because there are days where we get on the internet and we're like, nobody talked to me today, or nobody talked to me last night. I don't want to do this. Pooh, I don't want to go to the office. I'm so sad, Pooh. I don't want to do this anymore. I didn't make any money yesterday. Nobody's signing up for my stuff. Da 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 da. And the phrase that I keep telling Flo lately is, we just have to stay in it until it pops. And it will always pop, because the battle is not with other people. The battle is, how long can you keep showing up for you?
And the holy book says the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but he, she, they that endures until the end.
Right. And once again, liberatory practice, of which we both teach, is not a short journey. That's not a sprint. You ain't going to do it in 5 minutes. You ain't going to do it in 30 minutes. You ain't going to do it by reading one book. You're not going to do it by healing one part of yourself. You're going to do it by healing every part of yourself over a significant period of time.
It's a marathon, baby.
It is a marathon.
And if you need someone to cheer you along the side of your personal race and marathon, you got high fives for days. Yes. Thank you so much for watching today, everybody. I hope that you've enjoyed this. This has been a joy to share with Tara and to share with the world. We've got over 10,000 potential listeners in our combined following here. And it has been an honor to encourage, equip, and empower all of you. On behalf of everyone on our leadership team and everyone in our global and expanding network, we invite you, as always, to remember that you are very loved, capable, and unstoppable, and that today might be a nice day for staying in your power, staying in your joy, and remembering that you, beloveds, are loved and lovable. We'll see you soon.